So, introverted men often get the short end of the stick in relationships. And it's not because they don't have value, it's because they keep choosing women who don't know how to handle that value. You're quiet, you're observant, you're loyal. And she mistakes that for weakness. Let's change that today. Because if you're an introverted man, there are specific traits you should always look for in a woman before you give her your heart. Otherwise, you'll end up drained, disrespected, and wondering why love feels like a full-time job. Jessica OS here. Welcome to Magnetic Mindset. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact qualities that an introverted man needs in a partner to feel safe, seen, and fully alive in love, without ever pretending to be someone you're not. We're talking about respect, energy, compatibility, emotional intelligence, and the subtle red flags that let you know she just doesn't get you. And of course, the signs that she actually does. First, let's talk about one of the most overlooked truths. Your silence is not a flaw. In fact, it's part of your strength. But in the wrong relationship, your silence will get treated like a problem. A lot of women, especially the high energy, social butterfly types, confuse introversion with indifference. They start reading your quiet like it's a crime. Why aren't you texting me back? Are you upset with me? Why don't you talk anymore? And suddenly, the very thing that makes you peaceful and intentional gets turned into something you have to defend. You end up explaining your pauses instead of being appreciated for your calm presence. But the right woman? She won't just tolerate your silence. She'll respect it. She'll understand that you don't need to fill every space with noise. She'll know your pauses aren't rejection, they're reflection. Your stillness isn't disinterest, it's presence. She won't pressure you to speak just to soothe her insecurities. She'll actually value that when you do speak, it's thoughtful and intentional. Imagine being with a woman who hears you say, I just need some time to recharge, and instead of guilt, tripping you with, why are you avoiding me? She smiles and says, take your time. I love how much you give when you're ready. That's a woman who sees you. Because here's the hard truth. If a partner can't respect your silence, she will never fully appreciate your depth. And a woman who doesn't get your quiet will never earn your truth. So, don't chase a woman who needs constant noise. Choose the one who can find intimacy in the quiet. Now let's get real. If you're an introverted man, you already live in a rich inner world. Your mind is always on. You think deeply. You analyze. You reflect. You overprocess even the small stuff. That's not a flaw. It's a superpower. But it also means the last thing you need is a partner who brings unnecessary emotional chaos into your life. Some women live in chaos. Drama is their default setting. One moment, she's loving and adoring. The next, she's accusing and volatile. Her moods hit like emotional whiplash. And here you are, the calm, steady one, getting pulled into a storm that you didn't create until your peace is gone and your mental space is consumed by her chaos. Introverted men don't thrive in emotionally unstable environments, because chaos kills clarity, and clarity is your home. The right woman? She brings calm, not chaos. Her energy relaxes your nervous system instead of triggering it. She's emotionally grounded, not perfect, but steady. She doesn't start fights to feel seen. She communicates, she checks in, she respects your emotional rhythm. Picture this. You've had a long, draining day. You walk in the door exhausted, Instead of attitude, tension, or passive, aggressive sighs, you're met with peace. A woman who holds space for you without demanding you perform or explain every breath. That's the woman aligned with your nervous system, not fighting against it. Here's the truth. A chaotic woman will make you feel like you're always the problem because you're not reacting fast enough. A calm woman reminds you that you don't have to react at all. You can just be. And then there's communication. Most introverted men don't talk just to talk. When you speak, it's intentional. You've already thought about the words 3 times before you even say them. So imagine finally opening up to a woman, sharing something real, and she cuts you off. Or worse, she takes your moment and flips it into a story about herself. That's the moment you shut down, because she wasn't listening to understand. She was just waiting for her turn to talk. Introverted men don't crave attention. You crave connection. And connection is built in the quiet space where someone actually listens to hear you, not just to reply. The right woman will pick up on the subtext, not just the headline. She'll hear the emotion behind your words. She'll notice the change in your tone. She'll lean into the pauses because she understands that your silence is part of your language. With her, you don't have to perform. You don't have to over-explain. You feel safe enough to say less because she actually hears what you do say. That kind of woman doesn't just become a partner. She becomes your translator. She understands the things you don't say out loud, and that's rare. Now, let's talk about energy. Introverted men guard their energy as much as their time. Once it's gone, it's not easy to get back. That's why women who constantly drain you are dangerous to your peace. Energy vampires come in many forms. Endless problems, emotional outbursts, toxic patterns. Everything is an emergency. Every conversation is a storm. And you, the introvert, become her emotional sponge, soaking up all the tension until you're running on empty. Let me say this bluntly, that is not love. That is emotional labor, and you are not her emotional parent. Flip the script. A high-quality woman protects your energy. She handles her own emotions. She regulates herself. She brings peace into the room, not chaos. And when she sees you're low or need space, she doesn't take it as rejection. She honors it. She's the kind of woman who says, "Recharge. I got you. I'm good." And you exhale because she's not another storm. You finally have a sanctuary. And while we're being honest, emotional maturity matters more than physical beauty. I get it. Attraction is real. Every man wants a woman he finds magnetic, but beauty without emotional maturity is a trap. She can be a perfect 10 in looks, but if she's self-absorbed, emotionally reckless, or constantly playing games, she will drain your spirit faster than she turns heads in public. Introverted men need a partner who can handle life without exploding at every bump. Someone who can sit in discomfort without turning it into chaos. Someone who can say, with "I was wrong." Emotional maturity is sexy. Emotional maturity is sexy. A woman who owns her triggers, communicates instead of manipulates, and respects your silence will only grow more attractive over time. You'll crave her peace. And finally, the silent deal breaker. She doesn't try to fix or change you. Introverted men already spend enough time in their own heads. The last thing you need is a woman who treats your nature like a project. It starts small. "Why don't you talk more around my friends? I wish you were more outgoing. Why can't you be like so and so's boyfriend?" At first you shrug it off, but slowly it chips away at your self-acceptance. Because what she's really saying is, you're not enough as you are. The woman who deserves you will never make you feel that way. She loves the way you move, quiet, intentional, powerful. She doesn't push you into social situations to prove something. She trusts your rhythm. She honors your space. If you constantly feel like you're being edited, upgraded, or reprogrammed to fit her fantasy, she's not your person. The woman who loves you won't want to change you. She'll want to understand you. So, introverted men, stop thinking you have to be louder to be loved. You don't. You just have to choose better. The wrong woman will make you question your nature. The right woman will make your quiet feel like power. So next time you meet someone, ask yourself, does she honor my peace or does she interrupt it? That's the real test. If this resonated, hit that like button and subscribe to Magnetic Mindset for more videos like this. Drop a comment if you've been misunderstood as an introvert in love. I want to hear your story. My name is Jessica OS, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay magnetic.